Hello, everybody. I'm Tim,
I'm Doug.
and this is...
Loveable Miscreants Gaming.
Now, I have technically never officially played a Zelda game, which I've probably talked about in other videos that may or may not have come out yet. But, so what did we decide we were going to do, technically? Is just have you play the game. So what you did was played through them and recorded just the straight gameplay to get my reaction to the videos.
Yeah, and so that way you can also learn the story of what's going on.
Into a basic system. That way we don't have to worry about, well, wading through gameplay and, like, swimming through water that, like, we don't have the time for.
Yeah.
But the reason you're playing and I'm not, for learning purposes, is you've beaten this game how many times?
With this one, I don't know, 25, 30?
Jesus, man. I don't think I've done that for any game at all.
I love this game. It's a game that I grew up with my childhood.
So this is what game?
This is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, released for the Super Nintendo back in the early 90s.
And you played this on the Classic, yes?
I played this through my NES Classic, yeah.
Okay.
Or my Super NES Classic.
And this took about how long total? Give or take?
Total playthrough was about 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
Yeah, 100% completion.
100%.
All items, all heart pieces.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Basic story, what's going on here for you is there was a war that happened in the past where the people were trying to go after this golden power and trying to get into the golden land. So the king decided to get the sages together to seal away this power because they decided it was too powerful, too much for anybody to handle. And they sealed away this power, which is the Triforce, into the golden land.
courage, wisdom, and power. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that.
I know that one.
So cycle forward some number of years, some number of generations. And this wizard shows up to start being an advisor to the king.
Let me guess, the wizard's name was Aghanim.
Aghanim.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Words
then,
I just read on screen.
Yeah. So you're reading the story along. Aghanim shows up, kills the king, and starts capturing the descendants of these sages that sealed away the Golden Land so that way they can reopen it.
So to reverse it, you need the blood of, like, the same thing, I guess?
Not the blood. He just seals the maidens away to break the seal and get into this Golden Land, which you'll see gets corrupted.
Is the person narrating Zelda?
Yes, currently, this is a telepathic message. It's Zelda contacting Link in his dreams, and he wakes up, and his uncle just goes out, says, "Stay here, I'm going out to check what's going on." So you wake up, first thing you see is a chest, open it up, you get a lamp. So he said, "We're going to the castle." All right, let me go check out the castle.
So, I don't know how I want to ask this. So there's a dude blocking the door, and
so you'll get a message if you take a long time. I go so fast that I don't get the message, but Zelda will contact you again and say there's a secret entrance in the garden.
you fell down a well.
And
That
I
seems
lift
to
up
be
a
a well.
bush and fell down a well. And find my uncle dying, bleeding out.
So he got there already, and the time it took for you to do that, he got there and is dead.
He just
Basically.
died. Yeah. He just gave us the sword and...
So if you were a little
Died.
faster, you could have saved him, huh? No?
No, unfortunately
Game
not.
programming, but everything that. But even then, you gotta think, like,
So
you just got 5
Zelda
minutes. Okay.
contacted us, said she's trapped in a dungeon. Please help me. So we're going to the castle to rescue Zelda.
Okay. You already came back out. Oh, you're going back around the other way.
So we're sneaking into the castle. So we just snuck through the gardens, a little secret passage.
And you can't just walk through the grass? You have to cut it?
Those
it looked
heavier
like they-
grasses are solid objects. You have to cut them to get through.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll
I'm
see
still
there's
trying to
like
understand some of the mechanics. to the
there's
game,
there's shorter
let alone
grass,
the
which is like
story.
a different color texture on the ground,
Okay.
which you'll see it just slows your movement down, but you can walk through it. and then you have the larger bushes, is essentially what there are. So you have to cut them to get
The
through.
design of this game is beautiful. When did this come out?
91, 92.
Even for that, looks pretty good. Then again,
And-
you got to think it's also, like an HDMI basically remaster for kind of
There's upscaling and everything going on, yeah, with the system.
a map.
Yep.
So is that a general map or just a specific map
It's
to
a
this dungeon?
map specifically for the
Okay.
dungeon.
Is that in every dungeon?
Every dungeon has a map, yeah.
Has a map in it, okay.
I don't know if I don't remember if I collect all of them or
I
not.
don't think you need, again, 30 times beating this game at 4 hours almost a pop.
I think I opened the map like once for one of the dungeons.
Oh, hell, man. This is insane.
Because you'll see that some of the later dungeons take me a little bit longer to get through. Just because I don't have those ones memorized 100%. And I don't think I ever will. Even after playing it so many times, that information just doesn't get retained for me.
It's not necessarily relevant.
And we get our another item there, a boomerang.
Boomerang. Distance combat.
Yeah, so the boomerang you throw and it stuns enemies.
Ah, okay, that's what
And
that
then
was.
it can also be thrown to collect items from afar.
Oh, see, that wasn't... I don't remember that being a mechanic in Breath of the Wild. Unless I was incorrectly using the boomerang.
You can throw the boomerang and you have to manually catch it. I know you can hit switches from afar with it.
There weren't
I
many
don't.
switches that followed
there
that
weren't-
kind of mechanic.
There
though.
weren't many switches. There was a couple. Pots, best weapon in the game.
Really? That's
Yep.
2 hits.
2 hits, that guy's down. It would have taken me 10 or 15 sword swipes, maybe even more, to kill that guy. And all the while he's swinging around his ball and chain, which does quite a bit of damage too if it hits you.
Of which you only have
I have 3 hearts right now.
3 hearts, and that hit would probably do, like, what, half a heart?
Half, if not one, whole heart.
Ooh, boy.
Sort of the first boss of the game. Take him out with 2 pots.
Jesus. What if you carried a pot all the way to a real boss?
You can't carry pots through rooms, through doors.
You can't? That's unfortunate. I
Come on, man,
doing
that'd be too overpowered. You
I
kill
would
the
be-
boss in one hit.
I remember doing that for stockpiling weapons in Breath of the Wild. Like, I would just, like, set certain stuff in certain locations just so I could come back to it later.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, I felt like a cheat, honestly, every so often, because I would throw, like, an ancient whatever weapon to fight the mechs. I'm blanking on names right now. It's been a...
The Guardians?
The Guardians, yes. To set some of that stuff up. Like the tower that's isolated with Guardians all around it. Like the walking ones and the stationary ones. I hated that tower. For the longest time, I was like, oh, it's close by. I can go get that done. It was, nope. Can't happen.
Are you talking about the tower that's over by Death Mountain?
Yes. Leading to it.
Leading to it? I've always just jumped right to the top of the tower.
How?
There's like a mountain plateau you can jump off of and just glide to. And glide pretty high to the top of it.
Probably because I had low stamina. I probably couldn't make it. I
Mm.
might have been doing that too early. I made it eventually. Like you do it when you have the any piece of the climbing gear or anything like that, and I was able to figure out the game from there. But that's also me never playing a Zelda game before. Like that was the first time I played that on Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
I had no experience with it.
Well, you'll see with this that it's very different from Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is a very open
That's
game.
what I've been told is that game changes every aspect of
It does.
the quote unquote Zelda franchise.
With this, the items are
limited or permanent.
permanent. So like you don't break your sword or anything. And all the items you get are permanent once you get them. You have consumable things like ammunition, and so like up the top you see you got your rupee counter, tells you how much money you got, and then you got bombs and arrows, and then keys, which only shows up when you're in dungeons.
What are these things you're fighting right now?
Those are called ropes. They're basically snakes.
Okay, that's what that was. And the only reason you're able to see right now is because you took the lamp.
Yeah, if you didn't get the lamp, if somehow you just avoided opening every chest, and they give you 3 opportunities to get it, if you avoid opening those chests, you can't actually progress into this. Like, where we push that ornament out of the way,
Right.
you wouldn't be able to do that until you pick up the lantern.
See, when it comes to lamp-based
However-
mechanics, I always fail.
However,
poorly.
you do not actually need the lamp to do that.
How
If
so?
you don't have the lamp, you'll still get that. Because if you somehow clip through the wall and work your way into this area, into a dark room, you'll still have that lantern if you don't have the lamp.
What? Really?
Yeah, so the actual lit up icon like that is not linked to having the lamp. It's linked to being in a dark room. But the lamp is sort of like a key way to actually let you progress in the game.
There was a different wall, and you don't have bombs. Okay.
I don't have bombs yet.
I figured out what that meant because of the other game. And thank you for...
I don't come back here for a while.
kind of figured. It's probably not a necessity, right? You don't need to come back, so there's nothing... really to
I eventually do come back
or-
because there's stuff. There's
Well, I mean, there's obviously stuff, but what I mean is, like, there's no necessity to it until a certain point.
it's not even required items. It's just there's a couple chests in there that
Okay.
have some money in it.
And now what's happening?
So now
you
we
save the princess.
We saved the princess and snuck out into the sanctuary. So this is the owner of the sanctuary. He's on our side. He kind of understands what's going on at the castle with Aghanim and everything. So he's going to protect Zelda for us while they're telling us, oh,
You do the
to
real
thwart
work.
that we need the legendary Master Sword. And they don't know much about it. He doesn't know much about it, but he says
But there's
there's
a dude
this
that knows.
old descendant of the sages, wise man who lives in Kekrika village. Why don't you go find him?
Okay.
And we're going to not do that.
Okay, wait, what?
No, we're not going to do that.
Wait, what?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Why?
I want
Why?
to get some other stuff. I want to go adventuring.
Okay. So, explain to me why you don't need the thing that they just told you you needed.
Because that would progress the story. And side quests are more important than the main story. Don't you
Okay,
know
then.
that?
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. I've played Skyrim. The side quests do help. That's the only game I can confirm for that. But, is there ever, like... What? They're cutting trees now.
Yep, they're cutting a tree down. They take a long time to cut that tree.
Wait, they get it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a stationary animation.
No, eventually they cut the tree down. So now we're in the Lost
Oh,
Woods.
great. The forest also has fog here, too.
Yep. Oh, look, we got the Master Sword. No, it's just a fake. And now that sword will never come back once I lift that up. So if I ever come back to this spot, you'll see that that sword pedestal is empty.
Really?
So we're just going to cut some bushes and fall down a hole.
You were trying to hit a thing in a log, and you... What was that?
I killed the bird through the log.
What the hell?
And we just robbed some thieves. And he tells us, hey, man, it's a secret hideout for thieves. Get out of here. I just stole his heart piece. But then he tells me, oh, our leader is said to be down in the desert. So
That's where you're going right now.
that's a hint for something much later in the game.
Oh, okay.
And then, while we're here, ooh, mushrooms.
Jesus,
We're gonna-
dude.
We're gonna pick up some mushrooms and we'll hold on that for a little bit. So yeah,
Why is it
it's a
even-
magic mushroom.
Why didn't you go up? There's a path.
Because I don't need to.
Okay.
And
'cause I
this
would
guy's
be
gonna try
going
and rob us, but I
everywhere.
don't. I only have a few things. So I don't want him to take it. So I just hit him with my sword.
Looked like you got out of his line of sight and he just gave up.
Yeah, I hit him with my sword.
Oh, so he's okay.
So he's immortal.
Jesus.
So that up there is a fortune teller's house. You can
Okay.
pay him some money if you ever get stuck in the game. It's sort of a hint system, but it's not like sort of modern hint systems where they just tell you directly where to go. He'll kind of just say some generic
another
information to
hole.
kind of hint at where you should be going. So
It's
I
like,
fell down another hole,
like an
and
extended
I got some
riddle.
bombs now. So we're gonna use up some bombs.
Oh,
And we're gonna get some
God,
money because we
dude.
need lots of money.
Good God.
Yeah, just strap in. It's gonna be a while before we go into another dungeon.
My God, dude.
I got a lot of stuff to collect.
So, the purpose of your goal right now is what? Just to get stuff to help make the
Collect
game easier?
everything I can before entering the first dungeon. Just to get it out of the way because I can get it right now.
Because there's nothing holding you back. There's no, like, you need this to get this or this to get this. This is where you're at right now, so this is what you're going to do.
Yeah, I'm getting everything
Basically?
that isn't blocked by
Okay.
requiring another item. So I just buy a bottle from this dude for 100 rupees. Bottles are like one of the most valuable items in the Zelda game
Because you can store fairies.
because you can store fairies, potions,
I remember that.
and in some of the future games, other things like water, fish, bugs.
And that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they ingredients for something, or is it just like collecting for collecting?
Depends on the
sake?
game, what you need. This is a very tough puzzle. As a matter of fact, if you don't solve it in one go and you miss a chest,
You have to do it all again.
no, if you go upstairs to reset it, all the chests are now open.
So you
I've had that happen to me before where I messed up I missed one of the chests, so I went up to reset it and I came back down and the chest was open.
and you couldn't claim the thing.
So I couldn't claim the other 20 rupees that I
Shit.
missed.
So you spent 100.
But now,
And-
now I got it all back.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, you get money real quick in this.
Yeah, you don't get it quick in BOT Dub.
Yeah, that was
That,
something that I found really weird was the like.
I mean,
think
there
when I
are
first played
ways,
through,
but
I think when I first played through,
done it twice. It's about as good as I think.
so we're gonna go in this nice old lady's house. She's
And-
friends with us. If you talk to her, she's like, "I don't believe you kidnapped the princess or whatever." We're
And you
gonna-
just hurt the chicken.
We're gonna blow up one of her
And
chickens.
blew up a wall.
Yeah,
And steal from her.
and steal from her.
You're the bad guy. You just hurt this little old woman and whatever reason she was hiding 10 arrows. Okay, so you took it for a pretty good reason, I'll be honest. But you just... And what was that?
He was scared of us because there's signs about the village that say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna buy up some bombs."
What's that thing on the left?
So that's a potion for 150.
That's a potion?
Yeah.
It looks like a cauldron.
Yeah, you brew potions and cauldrons.
Oh, so it's...
So
okay.
I go out and buy some bombs because I ran out. The controls on the item system are a little weird.
It's probably just because of, like, diagonals and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I buy some bombs and to blow this up, and then I get more bombs.
You bought 3 bombs. You bought 5 bombs.
I bought 10 bombs, and then I
and
find
you
all the
just
bombs
got
in here.
4 more.
So if I actually came down here first instead of going to the old lady's house,
You still would have...
I would have been okay with bombs instead of buying them. But you know, whatever.
You still bought them to have them.
But now I have the full 10 bombs. So he's the one who actually tells you where the old man is. So we're actually doing some story progression right there.
God, I would... have to
If you
talk
go to his house-
everybody.
His wife's in his house, and she's like, "I don't know where he went. Maybe ask around town to see if somebody knows."
And you just stole from the chef.
Yep, I'm stealing from the bar. This is actually a bar.
Yeah, okay.
There's nobody in
Makes
it.
more sense.
But
There's
it's a
pot
bar.
on the other side. Oh, shit, Jesus, man. You're the bad guy. You're
And
the
then-
villain.
Then I'm gonna break into the sick kid's house, and we're gonna talk to him. And
And you're gonna break those pots at the top of the room, I guess.
I might.
Something
We'll see.
something tells me you might.
And he gives a bow net because
So-
he's too sick to go out.
So
I don't
you're-
break the pots.
Oh, okay.
What I'm gonna do though
Catch bugs.
is I'm
and
gonna
put 'em
break
in
into
the
this
pots.
lady's house. If she talks to you, she summons the guard and locks herself in her house. So I'm just gonna sneak around and break into her house,
She on the other.
and then I'm gonna rob her.
You awful, awful person.
No, man, I'm the hero.
My God,
I'm not bad. I'm the hero.
you're awful.
I am the hero.
The hero of your own story. Everybody else, you're jerk.
Nah, man. The history books say Link saves the day here.
This is
Not that he breaks
bad.
into people's houses and blows open their walls.
God, imagine what like the history books in a classroom must look like. It's
So this
like
is
same
the
dude
twins'
kept
house.
coming back.
They're
A hole in
he's
the wall.
quarreling with his brother, so I'm just gonna blow
Break
open the
up
wall.
Hole his wall.
Is he still angry? Oh yeah, but not at you. He's angry at me now, 'cause I blew
he
open his
up
door.
wall. 15 seconds.
15 seconds to race.
Yeah, that would take me a few times. I've had that problem before with what's the name in Pokemon games. You get the oh god, the Safari zones.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have time limit, or like you try to get to a spot and
It's
you
a-
get
it's a step limit.
distracted.
It's not an actual time limit. It's a step limit.
Yeah, they tell you that, but the step limit of whatever the number is, like you make the mistake of making the wrong turn or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have done right there, as I would have made countless wrong turns to deal with stuff.
So we actually just collected our 4th heart piece, and we've extended our life meter
God,
by 1.
you keep picking up all these little healing hearts, and you don't friggin' need them. Good lord. I do want to say though, I am a little tired, so I might make some strange mouth noises like yawning and whatnot, but I am enthralled in what's going on right now. I wouldn't have had the patience to play this game if not for the fact of having a man who's done it countless times to walk me through this amalgam of information.
So yeah, I'm essentially just collecting everything I can to power up, like you said, to make it as strong as possible. So we're just visiting, traveling the map, gathering what I can. So we're gonna go visit the desert now.
I remember I played I think I actually have it. We should get you to play that. That'd be pretty good. Have you ever heard of a game called 3D Game Hero?
Yes, I actually own it.
It's good. And I didn't know was based off Zelda, and I played that first. I was like, this reminds me of something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's very much like the
I got it
very
because it was
first Zelda.
$10.
It's a really good game. I enjoyed a lot of it. I never beat it.
It's a pretty decent ripoff.
It's pretty hard. It's actually a pretty difficult game.
Yeah, I think I maybe got. I have a problem where I don't necessarily read dialogue, so I don't necessarily know where to go next. I maybe get a couple of words and was like, forest. I guess I'll go to a forest. Might as well be a good idea. Kind of like subliminal messaging at this point. Because I don't have the patience to read everything. I don't think I've ever done that with a Pokemon game. I've never necessarily like gone to where I'm supposed to. I kind of just end up there.
So I just
like I do like the
I just walked into this guy's cave. He tells me a secret about how to.
And you did it.
Translate.
You just open the wall.
And I blew a hole in his wall and stole his treasure. I don't know if it was his treasure, but stole a treasure.
It was a treasure.
Found another heart piece.
Jesus. And you're now at 5, but even then you gotta find another one.
5 with 1 heart piece, yeah. I think I collect 1 more.
Yeah, it usually takes me a while to like with 3D Dot, I probably got through 2 dungeons and got stuck at the desert puzzle, where it's like the moving kind of like a moving platform through the desert, like
the
sand,
the quicksand. Yeah.
Yeah, that. I got stuck at that. I was like, I give up. I'm done. I can't memorize it, and it's honestly just to a point where I don't care. And it's just like that was probably where I was. I think I got done the forest dungeon. Like I think maybe the giant worm and something else.
I think I did 4 dungeons in that game.
I think I have it somewhere. We should do that. That'd be interesting if we get this done. Or when we get this done. Because I know, like, this is not the first game in the franchise.
It is not. This is actually the 3rd game.
The first 2 were on the NES, yes?
First 2 was on the NES. The first one's not too bad to beat.
You just caught a fish.
I just caught a fish.
You literally just caught and you put it back in the water.
Yep, so he pays me.
The fish paid you?
Yep.
What?
And if I wanted to, I could grab another fish, take it all the way to Kakariko Village, and sell it to the guy who sold me a bottle.
And get how much for it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, all right.
But he'll buy a fish from you.
That thing you just killed, an Octorok?
That was an Octorok.
Okay,
yeah.
I know what that is.
Octoroks.
I hate those things. Can I just say I hate those things from Breath of the Wild?
They are very accurate.
I hate them.
Which annoys me.
I hate that they're accurate. And I hate how accurate they are to the point where you can't hit them back. Like using the shield correctly, and they dodge their own attack backwards. And it drives me insane. Countless times.
So I just blew a hole in the wall and found a random...
That looks like it would drive me nuts. Good lord.
Yeah, since I'm so low in health, I didn't want to
risk going over there.
Risk going over there with 2 of them, because they move kind of randomly. So yeah, I'm going to rescue this guy from those mold arms and
Jack
clean him out.
Stuff.
I totally didn't just defeat his security system.
Didn't give them to you.
And he's going to pay me off to not tell anybody he's here.
You just got 300 rupees.
Yep.
For killing his pets.
Yep. And,
jeez, and blew a hole in his wall.
So that's what we're going to call it for today.
Good. So you...
next time...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things out of... I don't even want to bother counting the rest.
Yeah. Doing pretty good. Next time we're actually going to move on and start continuing the story.
All right, that's not that bad. So, you
next time,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things out of I don't even want to bother counting the rest.
Yeah, doing pretty good. Next time we're actually going to move on and start continuing the story.
All right, that's not that bad. So, you
next time,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things out of I don't even want to bother counting the rest.
Yeah, doing pretty good. Next time we're actually going to move on and start continuing the story.
All right, that's not that bad.